I should be in dance right now, but I logged on, I did a warm up and stretch, and then my mouth still had sorry, my mouth still had kind of a mint taste in it because I went to the dentist today and it was literally dry. I hated it because I hate flavor. And unfortunately, the place that we're going to now did not have a non-flavor option, and we went to a couple of places that had like a non-flavored option, and it was still disgusting. So they actually it still had a flavor, it just wasn't a good flavor. So anyways, I logged off and today I'm zoned out But anyways, I wanted to make a fun video testing all of this study. We got two things to test. So I went to kind of like an arcade type place. And I got lucky and got I got 575 tickets. And then when I was picking out prizes, I'm taking the plastic off and then I ended up picking out one really cool item that was 500 tickets, and then I picked out an item that was 80 tickets when I only had 75 tickets left, but since it was only 5 tickets off, and there really wasn't anything that I could get, within 75 tickets, that I actually found any form of oh, this is cool, or oh, I want this. So, and I was only 5 tickets off, so the, woman who, was in charge of, prizes, she said that there was one item that was 80 tickets that I kind of wanted, thought oh, this is cool, and she let me get it because it was only 5 tickets off. So let's begin with this haul. And literally, I kind of want to tell you my experience with the dentist today because we kind of had a slightly annoying one. Well, I did because I hate flavoring, no. I'm a picky eater, so, because I'm such a picky eater, if there is a taste that I do not like, which, with me, I do not use toothpaste, okay? Because I generally hate the flavoring of any form of toothpaste. So, what I use is I brush my teeth, don't worry, I brush my teeth using water. And then and then sometimes I'll brush my teeth with milk for some whitening because milk is good for your teeth and it's good for your bones or something. And sometimes I brush my teeth with milk and then I'll brush them with water afterwards and kind of have a little bit whiter and stuff. Now that sounds bad, but that's how much I hate flavoring. So, and I have tried multiple kinds of toothpaste, and no, cannot find one that I like. I do not like it at all. So, yeah, but anyways, we literally, first up, today was the first time I ever went in there without, generally without my dad, and and that was shocking to me. Well, it wasn't shocking. I actually did really good because I didn't really have to talk. Literally, there was, a few things that I, had to kind of talk about that literally was, super simple. One was just picking out, the flavoring. I knew mint because mint is still extremely disgusting, but I can actually, I feel like it's disgusting, hate it. But it's one of the ones that isn't as strong of a flavoring. So, yeah. It's like one that's not as strong as some flavorings. Then, when I didn't have to get x-rays and took my mask off, then sat down, put the necklace thing on, they're like, you don't need x-rays today, and then picked out the flavor. I was able to do a thumbs up, thumbs down situation, and then, and literally, I cleaned my teeth without, brushing them yet, just counted them, cleaned them, the basics, then went and cleaned my teeth, brushed them, which was really disgusting for me because, again, I do not like flavoring, and it was mint. Then luckily she rinsed it really good, so it got a lot of the flavoring out of my mouth. And then literally she was okay, he'll be in a minute, just rest. So literally I was laying there, and generally I didn't know if she left the room or what. Because she left the room one time, which was because the sucky thingy was not working. And I waited, and I want to say at least 10 minutes, I want to say, and I almost started to think that they forgot about me. Because I wasn't sure if she would, I kind of didn't think that, but I was it seemed like no one, couldn't tell if anyone was still in the room. And then I kind of looked up a little and saw that she was still in the room on a computer. And then finally she's oh, I'm gonna get you a toothbrush. So she showed 2 different types of toothpaste and is which one. I went with the kids bubble gum, even though cause it doesn't make a difference. Then, and she's what color toothbrush do you want? Do you want pink or purple? I went purple. Because it looked cooler. Or I liked it better. And then, finally, after all this waiting with flavoring in my mouth, finally she finally said oh, I thought he was gonna, you're next. And then all of a sudden she's oh, he went in a different room, I'll go tell him. So went and told him I was ready. Comes in after he finishes. Comes in and takes one little look. He's not even in there for 10 seconds. For maybe 10 seconds. Comes and sits down, my mouth's open, looks, and then gets up and leaves. And it's literally something she's all good, no cavities. Then they put fluoride on, and then I left. So literally it was annoying because we had all this waiting. I'm not, but we're gonna test this first item that I'm testing. We got 2 is Justice League, something or other, playing cards. And this seemed kind of cool. We got a lot of different cards. And actually, I know some magic tricks, so these are going to be perfect for showing off and doing magic with. If you ever want me to teach you a magic trick, let me know on Instagram. Like, just say, hey, like, show me, like, or just suggest, like, a magic trick video, and I will teach you one. So, there's not really much to test because it kind of just me. There's a lot of cards. These I find are perfect for me because I know some magic. And I know like some magic tricks and so that's fun. Plus I'm excited over the next item. The next item is actually opened already, and that's because me and my dad were kind of playing with it a little bit earlier. But like, I think this is overall a win. There's just some like fun like Justice League of America like playing cards, and I can do some fun magic tricks with them. I actually know a couple of them. And I feel like they're very fun. But the next item is this thing, and I'm very excited. So it is basically a bow and arrow type thing, and it comes with a rocket, so you can launch like a rocket. And then it also comes with 3 balls that I can also do some fun magic tricks with. Juggling is not one of them, but I will say, could be worse. Like, I literally just jinxed myself, please. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to juggle them because juggling is not one of but it comes with 3 little like balls. Like they're like soft and like foamy. One little like very foamy rocket. And here's what the actual launcher looks like. It has this thing, it has like a nice string, and to launch, you do that. Or the object to launch. Actually, I feel like that would almost and this thing, and basically, here's the inside. Basically, how it launches is when this thing gets hit enough and it goes in, it blows air out of this hole, which kind of, and it has like a thing to place your fingers so you can really launch. So here is how we are gonna test. We're gonna start with the ball. You push it in. Okay, that failed. That literally has failed. Okay, I'm saying that you really pushed it in. Well, no, like, I feel like this part is kind of a fail. I feel like it makes it more bow and arrow like, so I feel like you have to almost push it. Here, we're gonna try another ball, and we're gonna try differently. Okay, we gotta try the third ball, but this time we're trying without that thingy. Pull back. That one was our farthest ball, and that I used my fist and yeah, we're gonna launch a rocket. We're gonna launch it 2 ways. Wow, was that a fail? Okay, we're gonna launch it backwards. Okay. My thoughts. Let me pick these up. My overall thoughts on this is it's actually really cool. If I can figure out how to put it in. There we go. My overall thoughts on both items. The playing cards, I feel like they're cool. Like, there's nothing special. They're, like, fun. And I can do some magic tricks with them. And then the launcher thingy, I feel like it's not the world's best, but it's a lot of fun. Well, I mean, it's like, by not the world's best, is that when you pull back on this, it kind of doesn't launch it enough. It doesn't push on this enough, so you kind of almost have to, like, wait, it's upside down. You almost have to, like, use your fist a little more to really launch something. I'm gonna, like, have some fun with it for a sec. Okay, we're pulling that all the way up. We're using our fist only. I feel like this thing doesn't need to be soft. I feel like this is just like a very soft piece of foam, and I feel like it needs to almost have like cardboard at and like I feel like the flat end should have some cardboard. Let's try it this way. Okay, that's how you get it to work apparently. I was doing it wrong. Let me explain after I grab. So what you need to do is you stick the rocket in, and then you actually like flip this like this, so then the smaller end is on the thing, and then when you twist it, and I just messed it up, you twist it a little bit as you're pulling back, and then you really pull on it. And I cannot get it to work again. So this could be better, but in theory, it's a lot of fun. Let me test it again with the ball. it's like, it's not the best, but it's fun. So I like this. I feel like it wins. It could be better, but I feel like for a fun toy, it's a win. And what I want to kind of chat with you for a second. That kind of goes with these items, and I chose like these items for some like they were worth that. Like here's the thing, I feel like I'm the like mystery person, and what I mean by that is there's some like with me, I feel like I don't share everything that I love with you guys. And I'm starting to share a little bit more of that. Like, so I figured I would share some fun facts at the end of this. What I mean is like things that like you almost don't expect me to really know anything about, but then I like somehow know a lot about. I have always been obsessed with like Nerf guns, that situation, and nobody really knows that. But so like that's what kind of the idea is. It's something fun. Now, another fun fact: I know some magic tricks. I do it more as like a side fun thing, but it's just something like fun that like I feel like I don't really know that many, and I'm not like super into it, but like some fun little here and there, like pull out some tricks, and I have been running a deck of cards for a while. Then, and I have seen almost every Star Wars movie to exist. I say almost every Star Wars movie because I feel I haven't seen all of them. I don't think. I know for a fact there's one that but I've seen most all of them. And what kind of started it was a really, really, really long time ago. Actually thinking back on it, I want to say it was the last time I saw my crush or something. But anyway, at some point when my crush talked about Star Wars, I overheard that, and I figured why not. I didn't really know what Star Wars was, and so I went like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna look into it, like see what like why he likes it, and then I actually like at first I didn't understand it at all, but now like over time I went like I eventually kind of understood it, and I went like, oh, like it's not my most favorite thing ever, but this is pretty good. So yeah, fun. The next fun fact that I thought I would share is my favorite superhero ever is Spider-Man. So much so to the point where not last year but the year before, or Santa brought me a Spider-Man toothbrush in my stocking. And actually, fun fact, I actually have had a lot of Spider-Man toothbrushes in my life. I love Spider-Man. So much so to the point where when I want to say when I was kind of like still like younger and like little, I had a shirt that I guess, looking back on it, I think it was labeled as a boy shirt, or that was Spider-Man, because me and my parents were shopping one day in a store called Belk's, and we found, like, literally, we walked past, we were, like, shopping, and then all of a sudden we saw it, and then I fell in love with it, I loved it, and then my parents were like, oh, we'll get it for her. It's, like, it was kind of cheaper, and like, they were like, it's something that I can wear, a good shirt, short sleeve shirt, you know, like, so, yeah. And I had a Spider-Man, like, action figure type. It's almost like a Barbie doll type thing, that was Spider-Man that I got for my birthday one year. Like, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I'm sure there's like a lot of stuff that I'm missing that I had, but like, you get the idea. No, there's fun fact. I'm gonna do a couple. Oh wait, this is just kind of a more obvious one. My least favorite type of like doctor's appointment is the dentist. Yeah, because of the fact that flavored. If it wasn't flavored, I would say it would probably be like one of my more like favorites, because of the fact that I do not like shots. I am terrified of them. I'm the type where I don't have like, I feel like I don't have a massive freak out over shots. I kind of like, I freak out inside more than, like, I literally am like, but it's there. Like, it's one of those, like, I don't know how to explain it. Then, I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 more, maybe 4. Or, next fun fact is that I actually started magic with actually, what kind of started my magic journey is that my niece, one of my nieces was teaching me and Ella's sister a magic trick. She actually wasn't teaching me, she was teaching Bella's sister, and I overheard and like paid attention. And that was kind of when, like, the first trick I learned, and since then I know a couple card tricks, and I had a magic kit when I was little. Another fun fact is, that I have been a SEWA fan for literally since I was like, I want to say like, I'm 10 years old and I'm 16. Actually, I want to say no, closer to 9. So for a really long time, and then we're gonna end it off with like 2 more fun facts. I'm trying to think of one. Oh, this is a good one. I am obsessed with like video game type things, and no one really knows this. Like, to the point, like, I love Pac-Man. Yes. And speaking of Pac-Man, and today I got rigged. Literally, there was a Pac-Man machine, and my dad gave me like a bunch of quarters, or like a good amount of quarters, so I can play a couple quick games and stuff, because we were at a place like picking up food that has an arcade, like a small, very small arcade, but still like fun. And I ended up like, the machine didn't say how many quarters it takes, and like, I kind of couldn't remember if it was 50 cents or 25 cents. And I put like 1 quarter in because I only had 1 quarter left. and then it like rigged me, and then like yeah, it was a waste of a quarter. Cause I guess it was 50 cents, but like I kept pressing buttons, and I like couldn't tell if it was doing something. And that I am actually really, the last fun fact is I'm really good at claw machines, because I feel like I know how to like I'm just good at them. Like generally I know the secrets of like a claw machine, and generally by secrets I mean it's a few things. Number one, the first one only works if you have already played that claw machine before, because it's a way to know, like if you played it before, this is when this tip works, which is generally only like if it's rigged, do not, if it's rigged, it's rigged. You kind of just can't do much about it. But if you played it before and you kind of know that, oh, it's rigged or it's not rigged, it will kind of help you know if that's a smart decision to use your tokens or your money on that claw machine. And generally the only other tip is, well, only other tip, there's one more after this, is do not, which is alignment. I kind of look from the side to make sure it's lined up so you can actually win it, and try to get it lined up perfectly for the prize you want. And then the last tip is do not go all the way forward or like up towards the glass, because a lot of the time I make that mistake. It does not work. It only, like, the claw lands on the glass.